family members, and just one day to go. One day to go for the India versus Pakistan clash that will happen in Ahmedabad. It's a big match. It's the greatest rivalry that has been dubbed by many organizers, although numbers may suggest it is not like that. Now, what is the current situation in Ahmedabad? Okay, the Indian and Pakistan teams have arrived. Pakistan arrived 2 days ago, India arrived yesterday. Today, India and Pakistan, they will practice. India will hold a press conference at 5:30 p.m. Mostly, it looks like the captain, Rohit Sharma, is going to speak about it. Now, Shubman Gill, yesterday, he had a net session for close to 1 hour. Will that suggest that he's probably going to come back for this match? Maybe not. It is still 50-50. Remember, this was his first practice session. And that is the reason why, after 1 week or 10 days, recovering from dengue, having a practice session, it still is a 50-50 call on his fitness. Because remember, it's not easy to recover from dengue. And that's why Shubman Gill, maybe not, he may not play in the game against Pakistan. That is still up for grabs. We may come to know about it today. Anyways, if you look at the build-up, there is unprecedented security that is there. I mean, there have been a total of 14 to 15,000 security personnel from the NSG, from the Home Guards, from the CRPF, who are all providing security. At this point in time, everything is sold out in Ahmedabad, hotels and all this. Even if you want a hotel, it will be 5 to 6 times the rate that is there. Amidst all of this, Apollo Hospital in Ahmedabad, they have decided to have a unique package. Come to the hospital, spend a night, have a full check-in, watch the match. That is how the profiteering is going at the very next level for this particular match, because Apollo Hospitals has taken this unprecedented step in Ahmedabad. Now, the weather. Ahmedabad is expected to have some light rain on October 14th and October 15th. These are the 2 days. And as I have mentioned in the past, on Navratri Day, on Garba Day, traditionally at that time in Ahmedabad, you might get a bit of rain. Now, how big that rain will be, we just don't know at this point in time, because there is rain forecast by the Gujarat Met Department. They might be wrong, because at this point in time, predicting the weather is like a lottery. There was rain predicted even for the Chennai game between India and Australia, but at this time, it is not happening. So that is why rain threat for Ahmedabad, it's a very iffy kind of a situation. It's expected on 14th and the 15th. And that is why India versus Pakistan, we hope that it does not come under a rain cloud. This was the match which started the entire rescheduling nightmare for the World Cup. I mean, remember, it was initially supposed to be held on October 15th. But because of Garba, because of the Dandiya and the Navratri season beginning, they had to postpone the match. They had to prepone the match to October 14th. Remember, India versus Pakistan, the security hassles, the logistical nightmares that's going to be there. A lot of VIPs are going to be in attendance. Amitabh Bachchan, Rajnikant, all of them are going to be in attendance. They got the golden ticket, by the way, remember, from Jay Shah, the BCCI secretary. Then after that, you're going to see 110,000 people. And on top of that, you're going to see a special performance. Arijit Singh and all are going to do a special performance on just about 40 minutes prior to the toss. The function will begin at 12:45. The toss will happen at 1:30. And kids are going to escort both the teams to the stadium, to the outfield at that point. Now, a special ceremony for India versus Pakistan. It shows where the priorities are. There wasn't such a grand hula baloo celebration for an opening game. Now, because it was England versus New Zealand, no one ever bothered about it. It's India versus Pakistan. Despite the fact that it is a lopsided rivalry with no real interest, they still want to build it up because of the political tensions that exist at this point in time. Game is very evenly poised if you have to look at it, because Pakistan won 2 games. The other game that they won against Sri Lanka, they chased down 345. It was a record chase in the World Cup. India, on the other hand, they had registered 2 convincing wins against Australia and the Afghan team. And that's why now they are also high on confidence. 2 teams are high on confidence. Will India make it 8-0 or will Pakistan make it 7-1? We are all going to be building up. The anticipation is going to be there for all the coming hours that's there. India versus Pakistan on October 14th is a big ticket clash. And remember, A team that wins from that point in time, they are in pole position to ensure that they are in the semi-final race way ahead of the pack. So India versus Pakistan, we'll be bringing you live updates throughout the day. We have our correspondents there. Many people have gone there. The build-up is reaching a crescendo-like proportions, and that's why it's a big ticket clash indeed. Whether it's the greatest rivalry, we will never know about it. Numbers don't suggest at all. Numbers absolutely don't suggest that it is a rivalry of sorts. Now, when we look at Australia, man, they are in total meltdown. Australian sports in particular is in general meltdown at this point in time because the Wallabies, the rugby team, they have failed to qualify for the quarterfinals after decades. Now, the Australian cricket team, for the first time since 1992, they have lost their first two games. And history, if you know, they have never been kind to teams that have lost their first two games. I mean, Australia lost to New Zealand and they had lost to South Africa in their first two games in 1992. Here, they have lost to India and South Africa. And South Africa, 134 runs. It is the biggest victory margin, the loss margin for Australia in their World Cup history. It's now established that South Africa hold a massive edge over them. I mean, 16 matches, 13 times they have won South Africa. And on top of that, their World Cup record now is 3-3. 3-3 in World Cups now after that 134 run win. It was overshadowed by the controversy that was there regarding, you may say, Marcus Stoinis. Whether he was out, whether he was not out. I'll be doing a special video on that pretty soon. What does the rule explicitly state? And there was also controversy on the Steve Smith dismissal. Looking at the camera angle, it looked like it was missing leg or umpire's call. But shockingly, it was hitting the leg stump. Now, whether that was a Saeed Ajmal movement of 2011, that is a real, you may say a debatable question because it did not look out. But the camera angle suggested otherwise. Maybe it was out. So, Australia not having a good time at all. And remember, they're facing Sri Lanka and Pakistan in the next two games. Two potential banana peels, and if they win against Sri Lanka, they might slip up against Pakistan because Pakistan often have pushed them to the limit. In 2015 it happened, in 2011 they ended the streak, so that's why it's going to be a tough encounter for Australia now. Whether they make it to the semi-finals is a different thing, and it looks to be a very difficult task for them at this point in time, but only two games are up. Let's see how they can bounce back from this particular situation. So Australian sports is in total meltdown at this point in time, and it's not good news for them. And Michael Clark has said that they will be the laughing stock if it happens. And remember, Australia, five-time champions, it will be the first time since 1992 rather, that they will bow out even in the league stages. That's how bad it might be. So Australia is not having a good time at all, and India, on the other hand, they are having a great time of it. And what might be the team combination, the playing 11 for the India-Pakistan match? Many people have stated that if Shubman Gill is fit, he comes back in. Ishan Kishan is out. Then if you look at it, perhaps only that might be the only change. The rest of the lineup remains the same. Shubman Gill, if he comes back, then he replaces Ishan Kishan. That might be the only change, the playing 11. I don't see Ahmedabad becoming a rank turner like how it was in Chepauk. So Shardul gets a game. So you will have Jaddu, Shardul, Hardik Pandya as your other bowling option. Then you've got Kuldeep Yadav. Then you've got Mohammad Siraj and Jasprit Bumrah. Mohammad Siraj had an off game against Afghanistan, but I think he will bounce back. It's always, remember, it's Shardul / Ashwin, Shami / Siraj. That is how the team combination is at this point in time. And if Shami comes, Siraj has to sit out. So that is why it is not going to be an easy match for both India and Pakistan. And freaking awesome is like asking me, considering England's below average bowling against New Zealand in Ahmedabad, what is the defendable score here, you think? I think, see, it's going to be tough. And we don't know whether it will be played on that same pitch that was used between England and New Zealand. So I would suggest that if you bat first, score in excess of 360, 350, 360, you have to do that. That might be the par score. But then you have to also bowl well. So I think 350, 360, if any team makes, I think they are under pressure right from the word go. And that's why bat first, 360, a defendable total, I think that can be a defendable total. So 360 plus, any total in excess of 360, that might be your defendable total. So It's not going to be easy. You see, these conditions have taken everybody by surprise. Australia in particular have misread the conditions twice. When they should have bowled in Chennai, they decided to bat. When you should have batted in Lucknow, they decided to bowl. So that's why Australia are committing total harakiri at this point in time. And here, depending on India's bowling strength, I think India might want to bat first and put a big total at this point in time. From what I have seen, Lucknow is the best sporting wicket in this world. Something is there for everyone. Maybe you're right. The relaying of the Lucknow outfield and the wicket has ensured that yes, that probably might be your best sporting deck. It might not be a slow, low turner. It might not be any of that. So good point. I think Lucknow might be your best sporting track. Ahmedabad might be a flat deck, and anything in the excess of 350 or 360, it can be chased down. So we don't know what are the dimensions that's going to be when we look at Ahmedabad. It might be even 360, might not be enough. Let's see on the day of the match. Whoever bowls well, they bowl well at this point. So we hope for two things. One, the rain stays away. Second, whatever pitch is dished out, it is a good wicket. It's not heavily skewed towards one particular aspect. But I think in Ahmedabad, because it's an India versus Pakistan game, it will be a flat belter of a deck. 300, 350 might 350 might be your par total there as well. So we are building up for India versus Pakistan. Today it is New Zealand versus Bangladesh at Chennai. Remember, Bangladesh might hold a slight edge because of the spinners that they have. New Zealand, on the other hand, they'll be welcoming Kane Williamson back. Remember, Williamson's not played any kind of cricket since April. He played in the warm-ups, but only as a batter. This time he is back. So New Zealand versus Bangladesh, we will be bringing you the live updates for that, but all our attention will also be on India versus Pakistan. Now, as far as other sporting events are concerned, PV Sindhu in the Arctic Open, she has reached the quarterfinals in Finland, and that's why it's a momentous sight for her also. She's recovering her form. All the other Indians in badminton are doing well. India football team, on the other hand, they are going to take on Malaysia, and that is going to be a very important match as well. And on top of that, the India women's hockey team are going to gear up for the Asian Champions Trophy. We hope that they can do well, because remember, now since they haven't gotten the gold medal, they'll have to go through a long route to ensure they qualify for Paris 2024. So that is the latest sporting updates that we have got. And thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. We'll be back with more updates on sports today. Tap that bell icon so when we go live. And don't forget, we are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. And don't forget to download the SportsTalk mobile app. And as Siddharth has pointed, Sindhu has got easy draws. They may play Chai Zuyin in the final. Oh boy, let's see how that goes. If she beats Tai, it will be a big recovery for her. And she might end the year on the ultimate of highs here. So bye-bye, folks. See you soon.